Hello, welcome back to the Twisted Ramble game devlog, where I, Kerstin from Twisted Ramble, talk about our current project, Was It Poison, and more specific, the development of Was It Poison. Was It Poison is our murder mystery dating sim for those of you who are new to this. Today I'm gonna show you a bit more of the artwork from Verena. She is currently busy working on the main character, and I will talk about what we are doing this week. I've been a bit task switching the last 2 weeks, so I will show you what I did there, and then I have like a little sentence to say about the streaming and the lack thereof. I think that was my boyfriend, or was it? Is it the dog or the boyfriend? I guess it's a dog because the door is not opening. Whoa! I'm all right. I will show you the character artwork that Verena did. It's like mostly emotions and getting more and more a read of our main character. And this week, because I finished, the story outline and what characters we need, she will jump to, the needed characters for this one. So we have, I think, five that are relevant for the first case. So we have, and the names are not fine thus far. We have, last time I said the setting is basically a poetry slam. So we have Anno, who is a poet, Mademoiselle Persephone, who is also a poet. I mean, they are all like poets that are necessary for this story. So we have Anno, we have Mademoiselle Persephone, we have Beatrice Bois. She's not a poet. She's a publisher of poetry. We have Ruben, and we have Felix, who wants to be a poet, but is currently like in an educational apprenticeship with Mademoiselle Persephone. So those are the ones who are important for, the crime case. And then we have two more, which of course are Gertrude Pooch. And Gertrude is the aunt of Betty. And we have Jacqueline, or Jacqueline. Is it how you, in pronounce French? Is this how to French? Jacqueline? Maybe. So, and she's a cousin of Betty. And I have not put thought in, the law of the animal characters. Like, how are they related? How is it working? If they get a child, is it just a random animal? Who are your parents, huh? A horse and a beaver. So those are the main characters the characters needed for the first crime case. And Verena will jump into creating them this week. Yeah, so I have been working in Godot, I've been working in ink, and I've been working on the mirror board and the whiteboard. And I've also worked in my favorite tool for marketing research, because that's also something that I've been working on. So it's like lots of stuff. The main story is there. Currently, I'm starting to write in ink. Ink is the story engine. Okay, so this is ink. The good thing about ink is that you can write your dialogue, your descriptions, whatever, and then you can test play here, like your own little choose your adventure game, which is nice to, get a feel for the tone and how the story flows. Also, is it too much text? But this is like the first part of it. Basically, we start off with a little flashback from the past, and then we translate. You have something to say? Yeah. We start with a little flashback, with a little prologue, and then we basically dive into the first evening where the poetry slam takes place. And we learn that Betty is a little bit nervous about interacting with total strangers, which I feel like I can relate very much to, like going to the party and knowing next to no one. It's like, that's the stuff my nightmares are made of. And she has Gertrude Put, who gives her advice on, how to overcome this nervousness and anxiety she has since, she has trust issues after her past relationship. And this will be fun to write because I'm not good at socializing with strangers at a party where, there are lots of people and maybe they know each other and you come into this situation. So I'm curious what I find out how to deal with this situation and if I learn something along the way. So, we can take something educational from this part of the game. All right, the other thing I want to show you is a tool that was recommended to me, which is called VG Insights, short for Video Game Insights. And that's the thing I did marketing research because we are, as of now, not sure will we, go pitch our project, will we go for another Kickstarter campaign, and if so, when? Because we only have funding for the prototype. And if you want to pitch your game, the hard reality is that you need to pitch mainly, will it sell? And this tool I want to show you is really great for finding that out. I'm not sure how interested you are in, crunching the numbers and looking at them, but it's what's gonna happen. So bear with me. You have a lot of nice, pie charts and charts in general and a graph and what is going on. So basically this shows you all the games on Steam currently because we haven't used any filters for them. It shows you the price distribution. And that's something that is for every game interesting. So we haven't picked a genre yet, but you can see that 20% of all games on Steam are free. And then the biggest part is up to $5. So the main part of the games is 1 cent to $5. A little bit sad, especially when we keep in mind where Duru's price tag is. Then we have 21%, that's up to $10. And then we have 15% that is up to $20. And this is where Duru lies. So you can already see this is like not the smallest portion, but it is there. And then you have games between, 20 and $40+, which is like 5% in total maybe. So this is my theory. I don't know if it's true, but it feels like in the past, like 5 to 10 years, that the mid-price section of games is like vanishing. Like you saw, it's like 15%, which I would consider like the mid-section, which would be, I don't know, maybe 15 to 30 or $40. And we now have the main portion that is like up to $10, and then you have the AAA games. To me, that is weird. I feel like some time ago we had games for $20 that were selling better. So I'm not sure. Like we see this also in the mobile market where it's like the rule that games are free. The most games I have on my phone I paid for. So yeah, I feel like in mobile games it's even worse, but on Steam it seems similar, or it goes into a similar direction. Plus you have like the AAA games, which are like not even $40 or $50 anymore, but they are like more 60 to 80. And then you have, the 0 to 10. And where's the middle? What happened? I'm not sure, but it's my theory. I can't prove it. I don't have really the numbers, how it, evolved over time. But let me know what you think in the comments, or if you have another theory on what is going on currently. But coming back to the topic, what you now can do in this tool, and I will show you this for Duru first, because it was very humbling, is you can select various filters, like the main genre. For Duru, that is maybe adventure. We have a single player, and then you have, a selection of subgenre, which is a 2D platformer, and then we need puzzle platformer. There we go, puzzle platformer. All right, so we have our, our main genre, our subgenres for Duru, and you can already see that like 50% of the games that fall into this category or have these, filters and tags, they are like $0 to $5. This, explains why Duru won't sell, because nobody seems to be willing anymore to pay money for a 2D puzzle platformer. Or maybe it's because, the genre is just too overcrowded. I don't know. What we can do now, we clear these filters, because they are not the good filters. And also what is interesting, you have, I hope you can see it, I will zoom a little bit. You have this section here, which is average sales per percentile. And it shows you like how a game on average, what is the revenue on average and what is the median on average. And most games make, about $1,500 on Steam. And that is with 400 units. This is like all games. This doesn't have without any filters applied. Now we take a look on our new game. So it's a single player game and the main genre is, I guess, also adventure. Then you can go for subgenre, and I think we have visual novel here somewhere. Visual novel. And the numbers tell us, you sell more units. And also the median, on revenue is already up to 5K. So you can see this is a more attractive genre, or what's the word I'm looking for? Lucrative. It's a more lucrative genre. And then you can add more, you can add tags. And we have like a dating sim detective game. You can see the money goes up, which is good. So you want to really lean into those tags and make sure that you communicate it well. And also what you can see here is the price distribution. And the biggest percentile you can see here is like a third of all the games that apply to this filter is like $5 to $9.99. And then comes, then it's evenly distributed with the free games and those for $5 max, and then we have 10 to 19. Yeah, so this is, a little behind the scenes on price policy and also on how we try to do market research. All of this, as much help as this tool is like viewing the crystal ball, right? There are no guarantees, but you can see a trend among topics or genres or game modes or tags that can help you finding, your game, or seeing if your game is in a niche where no other game is. If you put the educational tag on the Duru filters, then there's no other game. There is no puzzle platformer educational game with AI, which are the tags that Duru currently has on Steam. So yeah, being in a niche can be good, but as we see with Duru, it doesn't have to be. So that was it. What will happen next? Well, next is, going back to Godot. I did a bit of coding work, but all the time it feels like, oh, I ran into this wall. Let me Google an hour so I can find out what the name is I'm looking for in Godot. And then, another half hour to find a solution to the problem I'm currently having. So it's a little bit, touch and go with Godot at the moment, because I'm doing a lot of UI work, because this has to be really solid. But yeah, I wish I could show you something now, but I feel like it's too little to show. So you will have to wait till next time to see what has happened. Then we have streams, or we didn't have streams, because for some reason, like Tuesday nights are cursed for Yannick and I. First we had sickness, and then we had appointments, and yeah, let's see if tomorrow works. We try, but for us it's more like a fun thing on the side. Then, you know, we going like full-time streamers. But yeah, I miss them. I hope that will happen. We will do some research, not marketing research, because that is a little bit more on the dry side in comparison to, you know, doing the actual game research. If you like to be notified and you are not already on the Discord, go there. We send notifications out when we go live. Yeah, and I think on YouTube you can also, you know, if you subscribe to us, you get also notifications when we go live. Yeah, until then, I hope you have a great 2 weeks. If you like to know anything about the project, our process, let us know in the comments on Patreon or on YouTube or in the Discord, wherever you feel like is the best way to reach out. And then we will include something in the next developer log. Until then, have a good time. Bye-bye!